Most students lose marks in SQL because they try to memorize syntax. But SQL isn't about code, it's about filtering data. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to visualize exactly how aggregate functions, group by, and joins work so you never forget them. Before going to the 3 sections, here's a tiny but important point. A database is a collection of tables, and each table is like a grid of rows and columns. Rows, the horizontal subsets, represents tuples or records, and columns, the vertical subsets, represents attributes. Knowledge of this will be tested directly or indirectly. Aggregate functions, they take a vertical column and collapse it into a single result. Let's start with count of stars. It counts the number of rows in the table as shown. That includes the rows with null values too, but count with column name. It counts the values in the given column as demonstrated. But remember, it ignores null, whereas sum of marks adds up all values to get the total. Max returns the maximum value of the selected column. Similarly, min returns the minimum, and AVG returns the average value, which is sum divided by count. Now, knowing these functions ensures your first 5 marks for the board exam. Next, group by. For simplicity, let's do this using a student table with just 2 columns, marks and sec. This is how group by is used. It creates buckets based on a column. Here, the domain of the section column, the set of all possible values for section is this, A and B, 1 bucket for each section value. Once you have buckets, you can calculate things for each one, like sum of marks for each section. And from those bucket level sums, we can build the final result. How to filter these results? For example, what if we want only those sum of marks results which are greater than 150? How to place conditions like that? With group by, always remember to use the having clause. Never use the where clause here. Group by and having, that is the combo to use. Master this section too and you got another 5 marks. And the third, join. We have 2 tables here. What if we want to combine information from both tables? If we just join them unconditionally like this, we get the Cartesian product. Combine each row of the first table with each row of the second table. The resulting table's cardinality, the number of rows, will be the product of the cardinalities of both tables. And its degree, the number of columns, will be the sum of degrees of both tables. We can also join them by comparing values of common columns. If we use an equality operator equals to compare, we call it an equi-join operation. Only those rows which have the equal value are matched and combined together. If you use a non-equality operator to compare, that's a non-equi-join. Operators like less than, greater than, etc. are used. Now this section has brought to you your third 5 marks for the board exam. Now that you've just mastered at least 15 marks of your paper, there's one more thing before winding up. If this visualization helped, I've linked a PDF of the most repeated SQL queries in the description. Use that too, and rewatch this video as much as you want. Subscribe for the next visualization, file handling. See you in the next one.